Oftentimes, if you're afraid to do something alone, it means you must do it alone. If you're afraid to struggle and to suffer, then you must struggle and suffer, because that is the only way that you can grow as an individual. And the reason that I'm saying that is because if something is not okay, it's not right, you're not where you want to be in life, this is just the most obvious sign that you have to grow as a person. This is the natural arc that an individual must take. Have you ever read a book? Have you ever watched a movie or a TV show where the main character was just that person from the get-go and they never had to struggle, never go through anything? No, because then there would be no character development. There would be no logical way that the solution was ever found in the end, because you must endure. You must. And that's completely okay. And that's life sometimes, you know?
Spending in the dark is one of them. Dark room. Why is it so enlightening for many after the dark room? Because they've seen the dark. Because they saw that in the dark there's nothing to see. No. It just when you completely dive into the dark and just at some point really feel like you just have no choice anymore than to be there. Then suddenly things start to shift. And what before has been in the dark, now you start to see it. And this is why then suddenly, out of the dark, this is where the light starts to shine out again. Introspection, stay with yourself, stop running.
How is it going to feel when your dreams become a reality? Go there. You go there, whatever it is. The accolades, the respect, the comment from your mom, your dad, your teacher, your professor, your enemy, your competitor, whatever it may be. Big audition, how's it gonna feel? In that moment, if you can convince yourself that feeling is so insanely good, then you would be willing to pay the price that the man needed for your big dreams to become a reality.
So part of beginning to get unstuck, you've got to decide that the behavior pattern that you have adopted doesn't work for you. You've got to change your strategies, and changing your strategy means reinventing your life. Recreating you, and you have the power to do that. You can decide that you're going to stand up to life. You can decide that I'm going to live each day as if it were my last. You have the power to make that decision. You can decide, I'm going to work on myself and develop myself. I'm going to empower me. And all of these things that are happening to me right now, they're just temporary inconveniences. They're not stronger than I am. I'm in charge here.
How much faster would you achieve your goals if it was just you and your goal? Not you and your goal and Netflix and video games and social media and friends you don't like and movies and shows and all these distractions that are splitting your attention in a million different directions. You can blame your lack of accomplishment on your friends, on your family, on this, on that. But the reality is, if it was just you and your goal and no other noise, no other distractions, I guarantee you would have nothing better to do than achieve your goal. So look around at your life and identify the things that take your attention away from the person you want to be and the things you want to accomplish, and remove that shit. Because if your goals are as important to you as you say they are, why would you voluntarily make it harder to achieve?
Whatever skill you want to develop, it's possible to develop it, but not from one day to another. Whatever comes quick, disappears quick. So if you want something sustainable to be an integrative part of your life, then that just means consistency, day by day, little, then it really becomes an integral part of what you are, what you're standing for. But to just be attracted by something and then you want to have it as quick as possible and look for all the possibilities to make it quick, there's always a downside to it, whatever it is.
Being great is being selfish. You have to be selfish to be great. You have to put the work in, the dedication in, to be great, to be the best in the world, to win the gold medal. You have to work extremely hard, and you have to be selfish about that. It has to come first, because that's what it takes to meet your objective, to win gold.
After this comeback right here, I promise myself and I promise God, I will never let myself get in this position again. And I won't be taking my foot off the gas. See, the last season wasn't a punishment. It was training ground. It taught me what I'm made of. It showed me who's really in my corner. It reminded me of what happens when you get comfortable. Sometimes you gotta lose it all to realize you had everything that you need the whole time to get it back.
Life has a way of pulling you in every direction. We're told to fight, to push, to hustle for control over every detail, as if that's the only way to create the life we want. We cling to plans, to expectations, to the idea that if we just hold on tight enough, everything will go our way. But here's the truth. Life doesn't work like that. No matter how much you plan, no matter how hard you fight, there will always be things you can't control. And the more you resist, the harder life pushes back. What if, instead of fighting against life, you surrendered to it? Not in defeat, not in apathy, but in trust. Trust that even when things don't go the way you imagined, they can still go the way they're meant to. When you stop resisting, when you let go of the illusion of control, you find something unexpected. You find peace. You find clarity. You find freedom.
The illusion of control. We're taught to believe that control equals safety. That if we just plan hard enough, prepare long enough, and hold on tight enough, we can avoid pain, failure, uncertainty. But control is a myth. You can't control how other people act. You can't control what the world throws at you. You can't control the unexpected twists and turns that life will inevitably bring. What you can control is how you respond, your mindset, your actions, your ability to adapt. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you free yourself from the anxiety, the frustration, the constant battle against reality. You shift your focus to what really matters, your growth, your resilience, your ability to create meaning no matter the circumstances.
What does surrender really mean? Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you stop trying, stop caring, or stop putting in the effort. Surrender means releasing your grip on what you can't control. It means letting go of the need for life to look a certain way, and trusting that even if it doesn't, you'll still be okay. It's about flowing with life instead of fighting against it. About understanding that the storm you're in isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to shape you. And when you stop resisting, you give yourself the chance to grow.
Resistance is exhausting. It's the mental battle we fight every time life doesn't go the way we planned. It's the frustration, the anger, the endless cycle of, why is this happening to me? Letting go of resistance doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop wasting energy on things you can't change. It means accepting what is, so you can focus on what you can do next. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that's keeping me stuck? What would happen if I let it go? One of the hardest things to do is to fully accept where you are right now, especially if it's not where you want to be. But acceptance isn't about settling. It's about recognizing the reality of your situation so you can move forward with clarity and purpose. When you accept the present moment, you stop fighting against reality. You stop wishing things were different and start working with what you have. And in that acceptance, you find the freedom to take meaningful action.
Surrender isn't about passivity. It's about focusing your energy where it matters. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to grow, to adapt, to create something beautiful out of the chaos. Instead of wasting energy on what's out of your hands, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do right now to move forward? Even the smallest step can create momentum. Life doesn't always make sense in the moment, Sometimes it feels unfair. Sometimes it feels chaotic. But when you look back, you realize that the things that felt like detours were actually leading you to where you were meant to be. Trusting the process doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It doesn't mean everything will go smoothly. It means believing that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to grow, to learn, to create meaning from it. It means trusting yourself, your strength, your resilience, your ability to adapt.
When you stop trying to control everything, you find peace. Not because life gets easier, but because you're no longer wasting energy on battles you can't win. Letting go is freeing. It allows you to stop carrying the weight of things you were never meant to hold. It allows you to redirect your energy toward what truly matters: your growth, your purpose, your ability to live fully in the moment. Here's the paradox. The moment you let go of control, you gain it. Not control over life, but control over yourself. Control over your mindset, your emotions, your ability to move forward no matter what. Surrender doesn't mean giving up your power. It means taking it back. It means choosing to live fully, even in the face of uncertainty. It means finding freedom, not in controlling life, but in trusting it. The tighter you hold on, the more life slips through your fingers. But when you let go, when you stop fighting, stop resisting, stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you give yourself the chance to truly live. You find freedom in surrender. So, take a deep breath. Release the weight you've been carrying. Trust yourself. Trust the process. And watch as the world opens up in ways you never imagined. Let go and live.
There's a place in your heart where your dreams live and your intuition thrives. So hold on to your dreams tight and realize, I know it sucks, but realize that you might have to move in some silence for a while. And that's the most courageous thing that you can do, because you're choosing to listen to that deepest part of you rather than the noise and the doubt, the people that you thought that you trusted.
Most people don't change. They live the same 6 months of their lives 100 times in a row, and then they die. They go to the same places, they make the same jokes, they tell the same stories, they work the same job, and then they die. And it's all because they were never willing to be uncomfortable, because they were never willing to change. And a lot of people get really uncomfortable when I talk about this, but most people are average. The average person stays stuck in the same patterns. And so if you want to have a different outcome, you have to walk a different path.
So you have a goal, a vision, and for whatever reason you can't bring yourself to do the things that you need to do in order to get there. And it's not like the things that you need to be doing are difficult in any way or are a mystery, you know? Like, everyone knows what to do. So it's not a matter of how, it's a matter of will. Where do you find the will? Evidently, it's not going to be motivation, because motivation doesn't trump laziness. So what needs to change? How do we find the will? Many of us are too focused on everything that's going on out here, external factors, right? And when the physical world doesn't reflect what we want in our minds, it leaves us frustrated and confused and exhausted and discouraged and a whole bunch of other things that no one wants to feel. Whereas what needs to happen is we need to embody the person that we want to become. On the inside, we need to adopt their mindset. We need to adopt their mental framework. We need to replicate their behaviors. And naturally, the physical realm will kind of just reflect that.
Your family and friends may not get it right now, and that's all right. They're gonna ask questions, they're gonna make fun of you, and that is okay, because you're gonna make them understand. You're gonna make them understand by going out and getting the result you want. They're gonna understand real quick when you have the body they want, the bank account they want, the car they want, the house they want, the family they want, the life they want. It's gonna go from why are you doing that to how did you do that? You can try to convince them all you want, you can talk to them until you're blue in the face, but the fact is, the only thing that's really gonna convince them that what you're doing is right is when you get the result. Nothing you can say to these people, no amount of convincing is gonna speak louder than you having an undeniable stack of evidence that shows exactly why you're doing what you're doing.
You forgot who the fuck you are, bro. You got so caught up in other people's opinions and the way the world looks at you that you forgot what got you here in the first place. Forget everybody else, bro. Forget the crowd, forget the clubs, forget whatever it is. You have nobody to prove anything to except yourself. You don't have as much time as you think, bro. Before you go, let me show you something. You see this guy? Remember what he said. Nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, bro. Keep moving forward.
Never complain, never explain. And what it means is, don't complain about life. Don't explain what you're doing or why you're doing it, just do it. By whining and complaining, all you're doing is making people think bad things about you, looking weak. And when you complain a lot, you have a mindset where everything is kind of a potential complaint. Stop whining and stop explaining yourself and just do things in the world and let your actions speak for themselves.
I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
Do it sad, do it angry, do it heartbroken, do it miserable, do it excited, do it energized, do it happy, do it tired, do it confident, do it discouraged. Do it anyway. However you gotta get it done, make sure it gets done. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what separates those that get what they want from those that only talk about what they want. So whatever you gotta do, get it done.
The only thing standing between you and the life you want is committing to the process longer than anyone else is willing to. You don't need every answer. You just need the discipline to face what's in front of you. Day after day, hour after hour. Will it feel impossible at times? Absolutely. But it's in those moments where you rise above your doubts that you begin to create something special. This isn't about being ready. It's about being relentless. You got this.
The universe only gives us what we think we're worthy of receiving. So then people who show up for themselves every day, they start feeling pretty damn worthy. Like, they're like, I'm worthy for this. Not like an entitlement way, like something, they just like, I feel like it's gonna happen. I'm worthy for it.
You're not ready for what you want until you believe you can get it. All things are possible if you believe.
And you get it when you believe it. You get it when you believe you have it. And that's the clue. It's like people still, they sit around going, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come? And that's the wrong way. You have to go, it's here, it's here, it's here.
When you really get this, your future for the most part is not consciously created, it's unconsciously remembered. Because you're actually being informed by something that you're still hurt by. And as a result of not accepting where you've been, you're gonna have a concern for where you're going.
And I will show you how. So for me, it burns. And I will not stop until I win. So I do these things. I always have this saying, why be normal when you can be the best? So when I do my things, I don't want to be normal. For me, normal, it doesn't exist. I want to make the difference. And when you make the difference, you are being the best. So for me, it's a challenge. So in reality, I'm fighting against myself, not against the other ones, because I want to be the best version of myself and take myself to limits and try myself. That's the purpose, and not be compared with others, because I don't compare.
Never give up. Never, never give up. I think that more than anything else, from every study I've read that's critical, if you resolve in advance that once you set off to achieve your goal, that you will never give up, but you will never quit, that nothing can stop you, that every single difficulty will just be a spur to drive you on, that you will become an inverse paranoid and you'll look into every problem and you look for the good in the problem, you look for the lesson that you can learn, you look for the way you can turn the situation to your advantage. If you keep on doing that, if you keep optimistic, if you keep this attitude of confident expectation going, you will be successful. Your persistence is your measure of your belief in yourself. And every time you persist in the face of adversity, your belief in yourself increases until it reaches the point where you become unstoppable on the pathway to your goals.
I'm standing here right now in front of you. Judge me. I'm proud of every inch. I'm proud of every second. Do I have flaws? Yes. Do I work on them once they're identified? Yes. Am I constantly trying to improve the namesake, the IPO value of my name? Yes, I am. The small things mean as much to me as the large things, because those small things add up to be more and more and more. They create the big thing. You know, the big thing isn't just one. It's trained for, it's fought for. In the training, in the gym, you know, in those moments of character testing, of morality, integrity, that everyone seems to fail these days. Who stands up, picks up the trash when no one's looking? Who does that? The same person that's on top of the podium later in life. They go hand in hand. It's a heartbeat, guys, at the end, that really wins it. At the toppest level of competition, everyone's got the talent, everyone's got the perseverance, everyone has it all, and everyone wants it. But somebody wants it more. Someone's heartbeat is constantly beating for it. Not just when people are watching, not just in training, but when they're sleeping, they're dreaming of it. It's a constant cycle. How do you know when you're on the right path? When the small nuances in life that people don't really value, they consider a nuisance, you consider them as valuable as the big events when everyone is watching.
Your potential is determined by how much uncertainty you're willing to embrace.
When you're built different than everybody else and you have this desire for more and this desire for achievement and this desire to win, everybody else looks at you like you're like, duh.
When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it. You will never understand what is wrong with me. And that's why I'm so glad you don't, because I'm in the right spot.
And they'll tell you that too. You know, what's wrong with you? Like, why can't you just relax? Why can't you just do this? Why can't, because I'm just not built that way, man.
Has the alcohol worked yet, or do you still wake up the next day with the same pain that needs to be swept under the rug even harder? Did the drink turn you into that better version of yourself yet, or does your personality still require that liquid confidence every time just to come alive? I suppose if drinking is your source of fun, a good time is defined by escaping yourself, even if just a little bit. It doesn't seem that gratifying to me. You know, if you wanted to feel good without the poison, you definitely can, and a lot of people do it. But there's a heavy pressure of normalcy to break through if you're ever gonna find them and do the same.
Whether you like it or not, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, a lot of us are at war with ourselves. And within that war, you have several battles. Those battles are basically choices. No, I'm not talking about a war that you might find in the Colosseum. I'm talking about a war that's in your brain. That war exists because life has so many choices. Within those choices, you gotta make right decisions. But you know what? That when your alarm goes off in the morning, you don't have to wake up. Don't wake up, don't worry about that. When you're in school, you don't, that man, it's too hard to study, so don't study. You know what? Don't eat healthy, because you don't have to. So guess what? When you fail, don't blame your mom, don't blame your dad, don't blame teachers. One person to blame is yourself.
Never apologize for being obsessed. They'll call it too much. Let them. Positive obsession isn't a flaw. It's the edge that separates good from great. The one that cuts through excuses distractions, and mediocrity. The world might call it too much, but they're just uncomfortable with the level of focus that they don't have. So go ahead, obsess over growth, obsess over your goals, obsess over becoming the best version of you.
Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore. In order for something new to come, something old must go. Let go of what you know until now. Empty the cup and start from the beginning. You must spill the old tea and pour in new one. Then things look different.
Trauma, tragedy, darkness. They leave marks that never fully fade. They change you in ways you never asked for, ways you never wanted. And when you're in the middle of it, when the weight of it presses down on you, it feels impossible to move, impossible to breathe. Like the light you once had inside you has been snuffed out, and all that's left is this endless shadow. But let me tell you something. You're still here, and that means something. It means the darkness didn't win. It means you've already survived what you thought you couldn't. It means that no matter how broken, how hurt, how lost you feel, there is still something inside you. Something strong, something unyielding, something that refuses to give up. Trauma changes you, yes, but it doesn't have to define you. The truth is, life will break you. It will tear you apart in ways you can't predict, in ways you didn't prepare for. But the breaking, that's not the end. The breaking is where the rebuilding begins. The breaking is where you find out what you're made of, what you're capable of, what you can endure and still rise from. It's easy to feel like your trauma, your tragedy, your pain are the end of your story. Like you'll never be whole again. Like the person you were before is gone forever. And maybe they are. Maybe you'll never be the same. But who says that's a bad thing? Who says the person you're becoming, the person who's learning to rise from the ashes, who's rebuilding themselves piece by piece, isn't stronger, wiser, more resilient?
There's a Japanese art called kintsugi. When a piece of pottery breaks, it's not thrown away. It's repaired, carefully, lovingly, with gold. The cracks aren't hidden. They're highlighted, transformed into something beautiful. The piece becomes more valuable, not despite its brokenness, but because of it. That's you. Your scars, your pain, your history, they don't make you less. They make you more. But here's the thing. Healing isn't a straight line. It's not a neat process with clear steps and a perfect ending. It's messy. It's full of setbacks, of moments where it feels like you're moving backward, of days when the darkness feels like it's swallowing you whole. And that's okay, because healing isn't about never feeling the pain again. It's about learning how to carry it, learning how to live alongside it without letting it consume you. You don't have to erase the darkness to find the light. The two can coexist. And in time, you'll realize that the darkness doesn't make the light any less real. If anything, it makes it shine brighter. But here's the hard part. Healing takes work. It takes courage. It takes showing up for yourself, even on the days when you don't want to. Even on the days when it feels pointless. Even on the days when you'd rather stay in the darkness because it's familiar, because it's easier than facing the light. Healing means taking small, deliberate steps toward yourself, toward the person you're becoming, toward the life you still deserve to live.
And you do deserve it. No matter what's happened to you, no matter what you've lost, no matter how broken you feel, you deserve joy. You deserve peace. You deserve to build a life that feels like your own, even if it doesn't look like the life you had before, especially if it doesn't. But let's be honest, the world isn't always kind to people who've been through trauma. It doesn't wait for you to catch up. It doesn't give you the time or space to heal. And that's why you have to be kind to yourself. You have to give yourself the grace, the patience, the compassion that the world won't. You have to remind yourself that healing isn't a race, that there's no timeline, no deadline, no finish line you have to reach. Healing isn't about becoming the person you were before. It's about becoming the person you're meant to be now. A person who has walked through the fire and come out the other side. A person who has faced the darkness and refused to let it win. A person who carries their scars not as reminders of what they've lost, but as proof of what they've survived. And here's the truth. The darkness doesn't go away overnight. There will be moments, maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe longer, when it still feels overwhelming, when the weight of it feels unbearable. But those moments don't mean you're failing. They don't mean you're broken. They mean you're human. And being human means you get to feel the pain and the joy, the loss and the love, the darkness and the light. You are not your trauma. You are not your tragedy. You are the person who's learning to live again, despite them. You are the person who's choosing to move forward, one step at a time, even when it feels impossible. You are the person who refuses to let the worst moments of your life define the rest of your life.
That is strength. That is resilience. That is power. So if you're in the darkness right now, if you're carrying the weight of trauma, of loss, of pain, I want you to know this. You are not alone. You are not broken beyond repair. And this moment, this is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where you begin again. This is the chapter where you start to rewrite your narrative, not as a victim, but as a survivor. Not as someone who's defined by their pain, but as someone who's shaped by it, strengthened by it, transformed by it. The darkness is real, yes, but so is the light. And as long as you're still here, as long as you're still breathing, as long as you're still willing to take one step forward, there is hope, there is healing. There is a future waiting for you, a future that's not defined by what you've been through, but by what you choose to do next. So rise, not all at once, not perfectly, but steadily, surely, powerfully. Rise. The light is waiting.
99% of people in the world are convinced that they're incapable of achieving great things, so they aim for the mediocre. The level of competition is thus fiercest for realistic goals, paradoxically making them the most time and energy consuming. If you are insecure, guess what? The rest of the world is too. Do not overestimate the competition and underestimate yourself. You are better than you think.
I've seen great dudes like you who have so much potential, and you can create so much change and solve so many problems for the world, literally sitting there suffering in silence because you fail to take action and you fail to execute on what you know you need to. Remember this, that average is the enemy, that success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch.
You're not alone, man. You know, we're only alone when we find ourselves alone. We got to remember to get out there. Nobody's going to come and just help us be on alone. We have to do it. Nothing changes if nothing changes, you know? So if I want something to be different, I have to do something different.
Someone is dying to be your age. Someone is dreaming of living your worst day. Someone is wishing they had your apartment. Someone is hoping they had your health. Someone is working to get to where you are. Remember, yesterday you asked for what you have today.
The world belongs to optimists, because if you're going to do anything big, you have to believe that it can happen. Otherwise, it never will. Sean Puri says the cynics get to be right and the optimists get to be rich. 99% right and 100% wrong. They're right 99% of the time, but they're wrong 100% because the only thing that matters is the big one at the end. Your family and friends will say that every girl you ever date is not good enough, except for the one time you find a girl that you're actually going to marry, or that this business idea won't work, and you might have 9 failures. My first 9 businesses didn't really amount to anything. 9, as in the first one, I spent time on it, it failed. Second one, this one will be different, spent time on it, failed. And then the third one, this one, failed. And then 6 more after that. And it's painful as shit because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so. And they're right. Today, but not forever.
It's Christmas morning, and I know today for a lot of you is a big reminder of the people in your life. And I know for some, it's a reminder of who isn't. Wherever your mind goes, please recognize that today is a great opportunity to care for yourself, to give the gift of treating today like it matters is the best thing you could do for you. Because like any other day, it does. Do something hard to prove that even on a day like this, you can show up.
And I think that too many people do this. Why can't the world be more convenient for me? Well, the world is uncaring and doesn't care about you at all. And underpinning that statement is the entitlement, is the expectation that it somehow should. And I think that is a poverty lens. And so the wealthy accept the world for what it is and then choose to maximize and adapt. Everyone else tries to stomp their feet and throw tantrums and say how it's not fair. And they're right, and so what? There's a Haitian proverb that I think is relevant right now, which is, behind mountains are more mountains. Goals aren't finish lines, they're mile markers. And I think that's a great mental frame, which is that you think that your goal is to get to $10,000 a month, or $100,000 a month, or $1 million a month, or $10 million a month, whatever your goal is. And I can promise you, having hit those, you just move it again. The mist lifts when you get there and you realize there's another mountaintop. But where people lose their way is when they start listening to people at the bottom of the mountain who see them at the subhead and say, you weren't happy last time when you got to the last peak. Why are you gonna be happy the next time? But that's under their assumption in their poverty lens that you did it to get to the mountaintop. You did it for the climb, and they'll never understand that, and don't expect them to.
A man matures through early mornings, late nights, pain, losses, disrespect, disappointments, deep reflection, and moments of loneliness with just you. Age has very little to do with it, as you can meet a man who's 23 and a boy who's 35. Because always remember, it's the days that break a man, which are the days that make a man.
Always believe and you will achieve whatever it is that you want. Never quit halfway through something. Continue to move forward and finish it.
Not quit, because nothing comes easy. It's all about never quitting and never giving up. Not winning all the time, because winning isn't everything. Sometimes when you get defeated, it makes you stronger and wants to make you want to come back and work harder for it. And you respect yourself more for this.
You need an alter ego. A version of you that's limitless. Make your weaknesses their strength. Make your insecurity their confidence. Give them a name. Give them traits. Create an amazing character. When you need them, let them take over. And eventually, you won't need to pretend. It will just be you.
Some people you will allow to unnerve you. And you wonder, what's wrong with me? I'm not crazy. That's why you got to learn to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to stand up inside yourself. Working on yourself, watching that inner dialogue, it will determine the quality of your life.
Realists are not afraid to look at the harsh circumstances of life. They sharpen their eye by paying keen attention to details, to people's intentions, to the dark realities hiding behind any glamorous surface.
And you've got to learn how to tune out the critics outside and the critic inside.
You are more alone than you imagine. This should not be a source of fear, but of freedom. When you prove to yourself that you can get things on your own, then you experience a sense of liberation. You are no longer waiting for people to do this or that for you, a frustrating and infuriating experience. You have confidence that you can manage any adverse situation on your own. Think of it this way. Dependency is a habit that is so easy to acquire. We live in a culture that offers you all kinds of crutches, experts to turn to, drugs to cure any psychological unease, mild pleasures to help pass or kill time, jobs to keep you just above water. It is hard to resist. But once you give in, it is like a prison you enter that you cannot ever leave. You continually look outward for help, and this severely limits your options and maneuverability. When the time comes, as it inevitably does, when you must make an important decision, you have nothing inside of yourself to depend on.
But in the end, the most important thing is, what's the purpose of your life? Why are you here?
Because you got to jump. You got to take that gift that's packed away on your back. You got to jump off that cliff and pull that cord. You can play it safe and deal without the cuts and the tags. And you can stand on that cliff of life forever safe. But if you don't jump, I got another promise I can make you. Your parachute will never open. You'll never know.
You gotta take a beating and take this, you're gonna get locked out. You gotta get up, but you gotta work hard.
This 24 hours belongs to me. Right. And whatever I do in this 24 hours will determine where I'll be tomorrow and the next day. And I think that's what people need to focus on. Like, get off of this, I wanna make 6 figures. I wanna drive this car, I wanna live in this house. I think what people should be focusing on is, I have 24 hours. Like Oprah only has 24. Yeah. Bill Gates only has 24. Like Warren Buffett only has 24 hours. And in that 24-hour period, I can either break my life or make my life.
Strength isn't always about standing with a crowd. It's about standing alone when you have to. When the world gets quiet and it feels like no one sees your struggle, remember this. Every great warrior has faced battles alone. Use that solitude to grow, to focus, and to become unstoppable. You don't need anyone's approval to rise. Your strength is enough.
So listen to me. There are those of you who said, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the best at this company, right? But your value system says you believe in sleep more than you believe in grinding. Your value system says you are a consumer and not a producer. And you're spending more money than you're making. Why? Because you're a consumer, but you're reading all the books and you're saying everything the books are saying, but those books are not in alignment with your value. If you're gonna go to the next level, your values are gonna have to change.
Talent and good intentions are never enough in this world. You need to be fearless and strategic.
You're driven by your need to please others. If you're driven by your fear, if you're driven by your past, maybe it's time to free yourself. And the way to do it is decide. Decide consciously what you want your life to be about. Decide consciously what's the purpose of your life.
I will not go gently into that good night. I will rage against the dying of the light. I will practice random kindness and senseless acts of beauty, because minds are like parachutes and they only function when open. And Timothy Leary was right. In order to use your head, you've got to go out of your mind. It all comes down to controlling and mediating our attention. So if you are a wonder junkie, if you believe as Carl Sagan did that understanding is a kind of ecstasy, if you are hungry for the sublime, learn to control your attention. Learn to control your mind, your thoughts, because you created the linguistic choices, the very words you use to map your reality, feed back into your reality. You are the painting, you are the paintbrush, you are the canvas, you are the question, you are the answer to the question you are looking for. You are also, my friends, the question. You are everything. We are everything. We are sentient, we are consciousness, the most sublime, miraculous thing in the universe. So you better be having a good time and author your fate. Turn your life into a living and breathing work of art, because anything less will be a tragedy.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything.
Being alone isn't a weakness, it's a proving ground. It's where you discover what you're truly made of. When no one is there to lift you, you learn to lift yourself. In the silence, you find your power. Stand tall, even when it's just you, because sometimes that's all you need to conquer the world.
I'm gonna look you in the eyes, and I'm gonna tell you the future.
The world breaks everyone.
You already know it's going to be wretched.
The very good, the very gentle, the very brave.
If you break, the fight is just beginning.
There's no shame in being a broken man.
This will be the story that I will one day tell.
You just pick up the pieces, rebuild it, just the way it was, brick for brick.
That means the harder it is,
the pain that's going to come, it's going to come in waves.
The more epic the story.
You must build belief. You must build confidence.
By consequence, the more epic the hero.
You're not ready for what you want until you believe you can get it.
You don't have enough faith in yourself.
You have to believe you can.
You need to have a shift in your perception of yourself. Really convince yourself that you can do it.
And if that's the game that we're playing, if I can construct my belief system, if I can choose at any moment,
step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens for you.
to believe something that's more empowering than I was believing the moment before.
It will enable you to transcend yourself.
Find your impossible. That's what you have to go after.
Winners define themselves by what they made happen. And losers define themselves by what happened to them.
Every morning, guys, I wake up, I look in the mirror, anxiety fills me, stressed out. Cause I'm like, man, there's not enough time. I'm out of time. I'm running out. I haven't become the person I want to be yet.
How do you believe? How do you change a belief? Interesting subject, because I'm going to tell you something. Your results are nothing but the manifestation of your belief system.
When you're working on something you want to achieve, you have got to stand up to that voice. You've got to sell yourself every day on your abilities, on what you're doing, on the goal that you want to reach. You've got to sell yourself every day, every day, every day. According to your level of belief, it will manifest itself in what you're doing.
But the belief system you have to have. If you expect to lose, you will. I know a lot of guys are very talented. A lot of women are very talented, but they don't think they can do it, and they don't.
This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important. Because we will become that. This is why people who set goals achieve them. The trouble with men is not in achieving their goals. They do that. It's in establishing them.
Well, I think there's an infinite source of supply,
We've been endowed with mental faculties that the most erudite scientists won't even guess at. I think most people wander around in a deep sleep, and they don't think, they don't invest in themselves, and the second they wake up and start doing that, everything starts to change. $1 million is not a lot of money. We're creative beings, we're working with an infinite power, and once we start to understand the power of our mind, and then start to understand how to utilize it properly, then we'll understand that we can do virtually anything.
Whenever you look at somebody that's been successful, do not allow yourself to make them extraordinary at your expense. You're capable of whatever it is that they're capable of. But it comes down to the mental constructs that you're going to have to build and leverage in your own mind in order to do something great. And that became my driver. We set out to actively ask one question. What would we do and love every day, even if we were failing?
Nietzsche said, "I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible." The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
Everybody wants to win, but in order to know how to win, you gotta know how to lose, because you're gonna lose more than you're gonna win. But every time you lose, what do you gain from it? So every time I've lost, people say, you gotta jump right back up. You know, get back right on your feet again. And I disagree with that. After you lose, or when you get knocked down, stay down there for a minute.
But I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as your first, second, third, fourth, fifth attempt. I look at them as attempts. I don't look at anything as failure. Because when you're going to try to do something, not trying is failure.
It takes courage to act. Part of being hungry when you've been defeated, it takes courage to start over again. And as you convince you, as you sell yourself every day, you will begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself on your ability to perform a job, to achieve a certain objective, telling yourself every day, here I go again, and I got what it takes. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me.
90.5% of the game, like I said before, is right up here, guys. If you guys believe you can do this, then today I'm no longer gonna be a fucking loser. Today I'm gonna change my fucking path. I'm gonna get on the path of success. I don't care how long that road is. I'm gonna see it through no matter what. Because you know what? I've been living enough years in this hole. I don't wanna be here anymore. I'm not happy with this. And I'm tired of making excuses. I'm tired of going through the same circular motion of shit. I wanna be different. And last time, look, every single day I'm getting older, meaning running out of time.
It has nothing to do with who you are today. Don't worry about that. I'm not very interested in the person that I am today. I am a far cry from the person that I can imagine and the person I've promised myself that I will continue to work to become. So it's not about who you are. It's about who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there.
You're gonna be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that. A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer. You're gonna be remembered forever.
Relax, breathe, be still, find your center. This world is chaotic, I know, and I'm sure there's a lot going on that you wish you could change. It's all noisy and your head may be a mess, but it is important that you do not forget your true state, who you really are. This is not you. You know that this is not you. This is a result of external forces clouding your mind and soul. And when that happens, it is easy to get lost and disoriented, and that is exhausting. I know it. However, if you take the time to just be still, to breathe and silence the noise, you will again find your center, as well as the peace and clarity that you have been missing for so long.
Best thing you can do for the rest of your life is to work on your eternal life. That's the alternate orbit that the real titans play in. And so what I'm suggesting is the best way to spend the rest of your life is developing who you are. Know what your problem is? Your problem is that you don't need to change. You don't need to fix your problems. You don't view the things that are destroying you as something that has to stop. Sure, you have this idea of who you want to be. You have this vision of what you want your life to look like. You like the idea of being this transformed version of yourself, but you don't have to become that. In reality, if you stay the same, life really isn't that bad. You say things like, what's another day? What's another week? Are those the words of somebody who is desperate for change? No, those are the words of somebody who has a vision, but no real intention of materializing it. The reality is, no matter how bad you say you want it, until the pain of staying where you're at is greater than the pain of changing your behavior, that vision you have for your life is always going to remain a vision.
It's nothing more practical than developing a vision. Without a vision, you're chaotic and fragmented and hopeless and disappointed, and someone can stop you just by putting up a single obstacle. You have no forward movement. Your life is a sequence of disappointments and frustrations and tragedies, and you're a leaf blowing in the wind. And that is not what you're called to be.
When you get what you want in your struggle for self and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end, and you've passed your most difficult, dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass.
Here's an exercise for you. Take a piece of paper, write at the top, dream list, and then make a list of all your dreams. But what about this and what about that? No, decide what's right before you decide what's possible. Don't decide, well, we can't afford this, we couldn't do that. Like, stop. That's helplessness, that's habit. That's these old negative habit patterns holding you back. Before you even decide what you want, most people are figuring out why they can't have it. Well, what you do is you say, wait a minute, if I had no limitations, and this is the key, you dream as though you had no limitations. Nothing's holding you back. And ask yourself this question. What one great thing would I dare to dream if I knew I could not fail? What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? Imagine you were absolutely guaranteed of success in any one thing, big or small, long-term or short-term, in the whole world. What would it be? And write it down. This is the starting point of great achievement, because what will happen is that if you can clearly define that target, you can hit it. You eventually always hit the targets that you set for yourself, but you can't hit a target that you can't see.
Goals become like a magnet. They pull you that direction, and the better you describe them, the more they pull. Believe you can get what you want like a child, not an adult. Adults are too skeptical. So the formula really reads, make plans like an adult and believe in them like a child.
You know, we hit about 3 or 4 or 5 crossroads in our life, and these are major crossroads. You know, you're 20, then you're 30, then you're 40, and you go, oh, did I make a mistake? You're 30, that's going to affect 40. And so the point is, it's all about the comeback. I'm all about that. Like, okay, stop this progress, reverse it, before you keep going with it. So I love stories about redemption, like the comeback. Because guys, it's all about the comeback. If I see a fighter, for example, and he's undefeated, oh, he's 44-0 with 44 knockouts, I go, boring. I'm a great athlete, but boring in the sense that I want to see the guy who's lost 10 times come back. Because that's what life is.
Every day, the same answer came back to me. Do you want to be on your deathbed knowing that you could, but you didn't? So why do you care about what people are thinking when they're not trying to go where you're trying to go? I had to stop giving a about people. That was the biggest thing. It was you. So you better figure out who the you are on this journey. And those few people many people don't like you, so be it. But you first have to figure out you, because a lot of people die with a lot of untapped potential because they're trying to be somebody that they're not. So I was able to figure out my own potential by figuring out me. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
Unchosen suffering is going to happen, right? So the only thing that you can do is have some chosen suffering to prepare for it.
If I could do one thing for people to help them be successful, I would take procrastination out of their lives. Because procrastination leads to good intentions. Well, someday, one of these days becomes none of these days. I wish when people procrastinate, they'd just be honest. I wish they would just say, I'm not waiting for tomorrow. I'm never going to do it. You have bought into a lie that someday you're going to do something that you're unwilling to do now. And I can promise you, if you're unwilling to do it today, what makes you think you'll be so good tomorrow that you'll do it? Again, like my mentor John Wooden said, when opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. Well, why is it too late to prepare? Because you didn't prepare on the front end. Get ready.
Start before you're ready. Don't prepare, begin. Remember, the enemy is not your lack of preparation. It's not the difficulty of the project or the state of the marketplace or the emptiness in your bank account. The enemy is resistance.
You truly believe that you have the power within you to change, the first step would be saying, I have to take responsibility for myself right now, because I got to start thinking differently, I got to start acting differently, I got to start feeling different. It's going to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing this. When a person sits through the fire and sits through all of that anxiety, all that hatred, all that anger, and keeps lowering the volume, sooner or later, the body's going to release it.
You're not willing to sacrifice for your goals, then your goal will become the sacrifice.
But here's the thing, it's a sacrifice either way. You're going to either sacrifice momentary pleasure or you're going to sacrifice your goal.
Next time you worry about someone else judging you, take a second to realize that you're actually judging yourself. Words, opinions, criticisms can only hurt you to the degree that you believe they're true. So ask yourself, why does this sting? What part of me agrees with them? And how can I support myself instead of externalizing this insecurity? When you stop giving so much weight to the opinions of others and start questioning your own instead, you'll see that it's not their judgment that's hurting you at all. It's your own self-doubt. So reframe the narrative and take your power back.
Your life and your growth has to be stored up before it shows up. So when you see somebody that's done something very well, they didn't just start practicing on that yesterday. You're never good the first time. They've been consistent. And because of their consistency, they've arrived to a level that begins to show and display growth and excellence. And that's what I want for you.
So I want to ask you, can you admit something in your life that you don't feel like you deserve or have earned? Can you admit a goal or a dream that you want to chase, but you're feeling like, nah, I can't fly that high. I'm not equipped. I don't really have the ability. I'm not qualified. Can you admit something in your life that guilt is keeping you from getting? Can you admit something that you don't want to start, continue, or finish because you're afraid to? Say it aloud to yourself. Write it down. Confess. Admit it.
You have to push yourself to a point where you have to consider, am I even meant for this? Am I even built for this? This might be too hard. And then you regroup and you recover and you gain the focus back and you gain the ambition back the very next day, and you're doing it over again.
Coming back from the doubt, I'm coming back from the hate, I'm coming back from the depression, I'm coming back from the anxiety, I'm coming back from all the racing thoughts, the challenging thoughts, the intrusive thoughts. I'm coming back. It's comeback season. It's comeback season. It's a new season. It's a new day. It's a day to smile. It's a day to be in joy. It's a day to laugh. It's a day to cry in joy, in laughter, in life. It's a day to shine, because it's a new season. It's a new me. It's the real me coming out, showing up. That did not shut me up. I'm still chat. It's a new season.
I would have this anxiety about the future of like, why haven't I made it yet? Why are these other people doing better than me? Like, is this not gonna work? What if I'm on the wrong path? Action alleviates anxiety. The only thing I can control is that I would work, is that I would get better. Whenever you have that feeling that things should be happening faster, use action as your coping mechanism.
You hear this all the time. Don't sweat the small stuff. The 1%ers, the 0.01, they sweat every single detail.
Everybody's afraid of failure. It's embarrassing as but the journey to success comes with a lot of what? Failure. So why don't you teach yourself, like I taught myself, is how to fail properly. It's not saying be a failure. You're gonna have to learn how to get up extremely fast, because you are going to have a million setbacks on this journey. And that's how I literally taught myself how to fail first. Because I knew that if I was afraid of failure, I would have never been able to be a Navy SEAL.
That you're not in the dark taking care of you. Like, you're not becoming the giant you're gonna be one day. You're not becoming the superstar you're gonna be one day. You're so worried about what I see in the light that you're not doing what you need to do to become the person you need to become. So it doesn't bother you that you're not walking in your anointing. You're not walking in your calling gift. This is why you're losing, because you're so worried about what people think about you that you're not in the dark working on you. You're so worried about, and that's why you're losing.
So I just want you to remember that average is the enemy, success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch.
Eliminate all external distractions and just focus on the process itself and enjoying it every single day. Chopping wood, carrying water. Greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up.
The function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days trying to prolong them. I shall use my time.
Says that death is not waiting behind that door right now. Every second, you are between life and death. One day, it just stays with this, then this is going to happen. So in the moment where you realize it could be my last action right now that I do, having this type of thought on the mind, it could be your last, hopefully, makes you wake up to really focus on the things that are important for you. Because many things are starting to fall away when somebody tells you, look, you only have 1 more week to live. Many problems that at the moment people are caring about, they would just disappear. Then they wake up and realize this shortness of life, how precious it actually is that we are able to be here.
One thing I've noticed about you is you are in a constant state of fear, worry, and doubt. And I need you to remember that where gratitude exists, fear cannot. You need to wake up every single morning and reroute yourself in what you're grateful for, the trials that you've had to overcome. You can be grateful for the goals that have yet to be achieved. See them in your mind. Give gratitude as if they've already happened, and watch how your life changes.
genius adores isolation. You want to get in the flow state and do beautiful work. Vincent van Gogh. He only sold 2 paintings, but he's Vincent van Gogh. I would say it's absolutely essential to leave the world regularly, to do your best work, to get in a flow state. You can be in the world or you can do your finest work. You can't do both.
Master imagination. Be capable of closing your eyes and transporting yourself to an alternate reality in which you can immerse yourself at any given moment. Explore this alternate reality. Identify every detail of every aspect within the environment. Make it so vivid, so real that you can smell the misty air, feel the chill breeze, and see each blade of grass that blows with the wind atop the rolling hills. Bring this vision back and write it down, every last detail, and bring it to life. Create a mood board. Listen to music that matches the environment. Light a candle that matches the scent of the environment. Wear clothes that you could see yourself wearing in that environment. Do everything in your power to bring yourself closer to that vision. And sooner than you believe, your vision will be your reality. I promise.
Everything that you want but you don't have is outside of your comfort zone. And what I have learned in my potential path journey is that there are trade-offs all along the way. At every critical juncture in a person's life, if they want to go to the next level, they don't go to the next level by just stepping up. They go to the next level by realizing they've got to give something up to go there. And the way this works is, the higher you go, the higher the price.
Afraid of what other people think. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius says, we all love ourselves more than other people, but for some reason we care about their opinions more than our own. The great British writer Cyril Connolly said, some people are afraid even to kill themselves for fear of what the neighbors might think. And the idea is we're held back by the opinions of people we've never met, the opinions of people we don't care about, the opinions of people we don't agree with on anything else, right? We are held back on what they might think of what we might think or say or do. And this holds us back from the things that we're capable of doing.
We are way too obsessed, and chances are you're way too obsessed with fixing things. You want your life to be different, right? You're saying, this needs to change, this needs to change, this needs to change. But that's only one part of you. There's another part of you that doesn't want things to be different, right? That wants to stay at home, that wants to hit the snooze button. And if you want to master your life, you need to take control of all parts of you. You need to understand all parts of you. And we spend way too much time trying to fix our problems without even understanding, where did this come from? How does this manifest? How does it affect me? So spend a little bit more time or a lot more time with yourself understanding your conflict. Don't even try to fix your problems, just understand them. That's the one thing that needs to change. And if that changes, then you will be amazed at how easy everything else it'll be like dominoes, where once you understand yourself, then a lot of things will start going positive in your life.
You've spent so much time trying to meet everyone else's expectations, trying to fit into their idea of who you should be. But what would your life look like if you lived it for you? Not for their approvals, not for their applause, but for the quiet moments when you can say, this feels right. Because when it's all said and done, you're the one who has to live with your choices. So make them count for you.
When things come to an end, we often feel it's final, but it's actually the chance for transformation. I was reminded of this the other day when I was going for a run through the woods, admiring the fallen leaves on the ground. Those leaves were not at end of life. They were going back into the earth. They were nourishing the soil. They were giving the chance for new life, for new growth. And like the leaves, we have to be able to embrace change. We have to let go of what no longer serves us. Give yourself the chance for renewal. So when life gets hard, when you start to feel weighed down, remember the beauty of fallen leaves. And when you feel like you're falling, Remember, it's your chance for transformation. It's your chance to create space and vibrancy in your life.
Do you feel like you're constantly running, chasing something better, something bigger, yet never truly arriving? Like no matter how far or how fast you go, something's still chasing you? The truth is, you're not running toward anything. You're running away. Away from the fears that haunt you, the regrets that eat away at you, the pain you've tried to bury deep down. And I'm here to tell you something you might not want to hear. There's only one way to truly escape. You can't outrun the darkness. You can't drown it out with noise. You have to turn around, face it, embrace it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to feel good. But the person you become on the other side will thank you. The strength, the clarity, and the purpose you're searching for. It's all waiting for you in the very place you've been avoiding. When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No phone, no music, no friends to distract you. Just you and your thoughts. For most people, the idea is terrifying. Why? Because in the silence, the truth comes out. The things you've been avoiding, the doubts, the failures, the mistakes, they all rise to the surface. And we've been conditioned to think that facing those things is weakness. Let me tell you something. The true weakness is avoiding them. Running from your demons doesn't make them disappear. It only gives them more power. They follow you everywhere, lurking in the shadows, growing stronger every time you try to bury them. And the more you run, the more control they have over your life. But here's the thing. Those demons, that darkness, it's not your enemy. It's a part of you. A part of you that's crying out to be understood, to be acknowledged. And the moment you stop running, the moment you turn around and say, I'm ready to face this, that's the moment you take back your power. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's freedom. Freedom from the expectations of others. Freedom from the noise of the world. It's a chance to connect with yourself, to understand who you really are and what you really want. And here's the best part. When you embrace solitude, when you embrace the silence, you stop seeking validation from the outside world. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop living for everyone else and start living for yourself. The darkness isn't just a place of pain, it's a place of transformation. When you go into the darkness, you're forced to confront everything you've been running from. Your mistakes, your regrets, your fears. And at first, it's going to hurt. It's going to feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But that's where the magic happens. Because in the darkness, you learn what you're really made of. You learn that you're stronger than your fears, braver than your doubts, and more capable than you ever thought possible. The darkness strips away everything you thought you were and forces you to rebuild yourself from the ground up. And when you come out the other side, you're not just a better version of yourself, you're unstoppable. So how do you do it? How do you stop running and start facing the things you've been avoiding? 1, start with silence. Turn off your phone. Step away from the noise. Find a quiet place where you can just be. At first, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to want to distract yourself. But don't. Sit with it. Let the discomfort come. 2, acknowledge your fears. Write them down, speak them out loud. Whatever it takes to bring them into the light. Because the more you try to suppress them, the more power they have. But when you name them, When you face them, they lose their grip on you. 3. Ask the hard questions. What am I afraid of? What am I running from? What do I need to change? These aren't easy questions, but they're necessary. 4. Take small steps. Facing your demons doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. Start small. Spend a few minutes each day in silence. Reflect on one fear at a time. And as you get stronger, take on bigger challenges. 5. Be patient with yourself. Growth isn't linear. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. But don't. Remember, every step you take toward the darkness is a step closer to your true self. When you turn around and face your demons, you don't just conquer them, you transform them. You take the pain that once held you back and turn it into fuel for growth. You take the fears that once controlled you and use them to push yourself forward. You take the darkness that once consumed you and turn it into your greatest strength. And here's the thing. Once you've faced your demons, once you've embraced the darkness, you're no longer afraid of it. You carry that strength with you wherever you go. This isn't just about motivation. It's about transformation. It's about stepping into the person you were always meant to be. So stop running, stop hiding, turn around, face the darkness. Because everything you're searching for, your strength, your purpose, your peace, is waiting for you on the other side.
If you are someone who's ambitious, and this is me just talking specifically to you, you have to get used to being alone. I'm saying this because I used to think that there was something wrong with me, when in reality, I just didn't understand what the nature of being exceptional meant. To be exceptional means that you are the exception, means that you are not normal. And so it's normal for normal people to find you abnormal if you do things that are not normal. I had plenty of friends who were like, I want to be an NFL player. I want to be a really rich tech entrepreneur. I want to be a touring musician, right? And they had these goals, but I'm like, dude, I see you just playing Fortnite 4 hours a day and you practice guitar once a week. Like, do you really want that? Or do you just like saying it because it makes you feel good? Realizing that I thought most people actually made no sense. They say they had these goals, but they took no action. And they called me work obsessed. They would tell me I should take time off. And they're like, hey, you're not as cool anymore. You're not hanging out with the boys. Like, why aren't you participating in the fantasy league? Why aren't you watching football on Sunday with us? But the thing is that like, I needed that Sunday because I had to prep workout, I had to run billing. And I looked at that football game and I was like, 1 year from today, will I remember this football game? Or will I remember the fact that I'm not where I said I wanted to be?
Do you really have to become old and full of regret to learn the lessons of someone old and regretful? Absolutely not. We are all spoiled by the abundance of information and advice from those that have been around much longer than us, but almost nobody decides to listen. The information is free. My eyes are open and my ears listen, and it works. It is so crazy to see the downfalls of generations past, to then watch your own generation ignorantly follow suit. Please, do not follow suit.
The harsh reality is, and it's not even a harsh reality, it's actually extremely exciting. This path, this journey, adventure to success, it's long. It's long, and you will go through different stages, and you will be forced to be put in uncomfortable situations. But you will learn along the way and grow with each phase that you enter. Right now, you're at like a middle stage. Like I said, this is where a lot of people get stuck, because this is the stage of really figuring out who you are and why you do what you do. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you have to ask yourself a lot of questions and dedicate time to yourself. You need to embrace the isolation that comes with this. Isolate yourself. Really, this is such a pure, special moment in your life. Embrace that. Really just, this is how it needs to be.
Believe in yourself, and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and own yourself, and live your life with character, honor, and discipline. And if you live that way, I guarantee you, your goals and dreams will get accomplished. I define success by you continuously fight, by always showing up every single day, by whatever's in front of you, and putting one step in front of the other, regardless what the outcome may be. You just continue to fight every and any obstacle in front of you. That is my definition of success.
You have to remember that your anxiety is not being caused by external things. Your frustrations are not being caused by external things. No one is responsible for your emotions but yourself. I know that's easy to say. It's very hard to put in practice. I struggle with it all the time. But that's the idea. Mark Spurgeon says, I escaped my anxiety today. He says, no, I discarded it because it was within me. He is the cause of his own anxiety. He is what brings that to external events, not the other way around. We have to remember that always. No one can make you upset. No one can make you mad. No one can make you sad. No one can make you feel inferior, as Eleanor Roosevelt says, without your consent. We are complicit in those emotions. We choose to have them. External things are not responsible for them.
Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, just start. Stop questioning if you're ready and trust that you'll figure it out as you go. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The conditions will never feel ideal, and the timing will never feel right. But action creates clarity. Every small step forward moves you closer to the life that you've been imagining. Stop holding back for a version of yourself that doesn't even exist yet. You're ready now, so take the leap.
Everything will work out. I know everything will work out because I tell myself that every single day. And guess what? It works out every single time. And it doesn't always work out in the way I expected, but it works out. And that's just kind of the mindset I've adopted, is that everything's going to work out. And I know it's going to work out because I'm putting myself first. I know it's going to work out because I'm really trying my best. And that's all you could really do, is try your best. But if you try your best, you're gonna have the best shot at succeeding.
When the Buddha was asked, what is the biggest mistake that humans make? The Buddha replied, the biggest mistake that humans make is to think they have time. I will get more money, but I will not get any more time. And I don't know how much time I have, but I'm not gonna allow you to waste it. Time is a currency. Don't waste it. Find your purpose. And this will keep, and take care of yourself.
Your life doesn't have to look like someone else's. You might not get married by 30. You might not have your dream job by 35. You might not have a family by 40. But that doesn't mean you won't have an incredible life. Don't let timelines and deadlines stop you from experiencing your life.
There comes a point in everyone's life when you're faced with a choice. Do you move forward or do you turn back? It's that gut-wrenching, soul-testing moment where everything seems to be against you, where every ounce of logic whispers, give up, it's not worth it. But let me tell you something. This moment isn't just a roadblock. It's the turning point of your story. The moment that will define your life isn't when everything is going smoothly. It's when everything seems impossible, yet you find the strength to keep going. Think about the greats. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was fired and told she wasn't fit for television. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. Each of these individuals had a turn-back moment, and they could have said, maybe they're right, maybe I'm not good enough, but they didn't. Here's a question for you. What if your success, your breakthrough, is waiting on the other side of just one more step? What if, by giving up now, you're sealing your fate? Because here's the truth. When you give up, the guarantee is that it will never happen. The only way the possibility remains is if you keep going. So, what is a turn-back moment? It's that place where the pain, the obstacles, and the doubt all converge, daring you to quit. It's that critical moment when everything feels heavier than it ever has before. Picture this. You're climbing a steep mountain. You've been hiking for hours and your legs feel like they're on fire. The summit is still out of sight, and a little voice in your head whispers, "Turn back, it's too far, it's too hard." You're not sure how much farther you can go, but here's the catch. You're closer to the top than you think. One of the most remarkable examples of a turn-back moment is Thomas Edison. After thousands of failed experiments trying to invent the light bulb, someone asked him, "Why don't you quit? You failed over and over again." Edison replied, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison could have turned back, but he didn't. And because he kept going, he didn't just succeed, he changed the world. Your turn-back moment may not feel as grand, but it's just as critical. It's that job interview where you're on the verge of giving up hope. It's that business idea that hasn't taken off yet. It's the fitness goal that seems impossible. These moments may be different, but the principle is the same. On the other side of that moment is your breakthrough, but only if you refuse to quit. Quitting feels like relief. It feels like an escape from the pressure, the judgment, and the fear of failure. But here's the cold, hard truth. Quitting comes with its own guarantee. It guarantees that whatever you were fighting for will never happen. Think about that for a moment. Quitting isn't just walking away from your dream. It's locking the door behind you and throwing away the key. It's saying, "I'm not willing to see this through." That's the tragedy of quitting. It's often the point where you're closest to success. Here's a story for you. There was a man who mined for gold during the California gold rush. For years, he dug tirelessly, finding nothing. Finally, he gave up and sold his equipment to another prospector. That prospector took over, dug in the exact same spot, and struck gold just 3 feet below where the first man had stopped. 3 feet. That's how close many people are when they quit. They're 3 feet from gold, and yet they turn back, convinced it's impossible. But here's the good news. As long as you keep going, the possibility remains. That's what makes perseverance so powerful. It doesn't guarantee success, but it keeps the door open. It keeps the dream alive. So why must you keep going? Because the alternative, living a life of regret, is far worse. Perseverance isn't just about hard work. It's about belief. It's about believing that your efforts, no matter how small or slow, are building towards something greater. The next time you're tempted to give up, remember this: progress isn't always visible. Just because you can't see the results yet doesn't mean they're not happening. Seeds grow underground long before they break through the soil. Here's a strategy. When doubt creeps in, focus on just one more step, not the entire journey, just the next step. Write one more page, make one more call, take one more shot. It's those small, consistent actions that separate the successful from the quitters. When you feel like quitting, ask yourself, who will I become if I keep going? What kind of person do I want to be? Because success isn't just about achieving your goal. It's about becoming the person who refuses to give up, no matter what. Let's bring this home. Your turn-back moment is coming, if it hasn't already. And when it does, you'll be faced with the same choice as everyone else: move forward or give up. If you give up, the guarantee is that it will never happen. But if you keep going, even when it feels impossible, you keep the door open. You keep the dream alive. This is your moment. Don't waste it. Don't let fear win. Don't let doubt decide your future. The pain of pushing forward is temporary, but the regret of quitting, that lasts forever. So what's it going to be? Will you turn back, or will you take one more step? If this message resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your story in the comments. Let us know, what's your turn back moment, and how are you choosing to move forward? Because remember, the only way to fail is to quit, and the only way to succeed is to keep going.
People who have done phenomenal things, the journey that people go through, what is the inner conversation that they have, the inner monologue? How do each of us navigate through our own insecurities, our own moments of doubt? And then when you have those doubts, understanding where those doubts come from in the first place. I think once you understand that, then really you can create anything you want. It's just a matter of first how to navigate the journey of the self. And once you have that, you can be dropped into any industry whatsoever and you can figure it out.
Do not become a slave to your own mind. Your thoughts dictate your actions, and your actions dictate who you are. The first step to realizing your full potential is to think clearly and think positively.
It's not that life is short, as Seneca reminds us. It's that we waste a lot. And why do we waste it? Why do we waste this precious resource? Because we think that we have an unlimited amount of it. We think we'll get to it later. Marcus Aurelius says you could be good today, but instead you choose tomorrow, right? And we do that because we think we have tomorrow. We tell ourselves that lie. What you could say is the biggest lie in the world, right? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll do it when the kids are older. I'll do it when things go back to normal. You don't know that you have that. That's the power of this Stoic exercise, memento mori. Memento mori is the embracing of the moment that you were in and the acceptance that you might not get that many more future moments. That's the power of memento mori. It's not supposed to be depressing. It's supposed to be clarifying, right? It's supposed to make you do that thing now, to stop believing that you have time to waste.
Whatever's in front of you isn't as big as you make it out to be. We start to make these very small things enormous because we allow our minds to take control and go away from us. We have to regain control of our mind. We've all overcome so many things in our lives, but we forget them. And a lot of times we don't spend enough time like reflecting back in our lives, realizing how great we truly are. We go through something, we put it back and we go on. And life is gonna always challenge us, always challenge us. And during that challenging moment, we panic. We forget who we truly are. Most situations, usually we can find the strength to handle them just through having the right mental process.
What exactly are you waiting for? Everything that you have been wishing for is right there waiting for you. All you have to do is show up. If you make a consistent and honest effort in pursuing your dreams, you will succeed.
You want to get to a level where you can't even believe that this is your life. That's how I feel. And I also know that anybody can do it. That anybody can do it. You just have to begin to look at yourself as the machine, in that you are not the person that created you, not the person that created the bad programming that you were forced to learn to operate with, but you are the person that has complete control to reprogram it and start version 1 of you right now. You are now the platform, and you are going to be able to continuously upgrade yourself, guide your evolution in a harmonious and peaceful way where you will continuously now achieve your goals, reach your milestones, become the person that you always dreamed you could be. And at the end of it, you've now developed the skill to continuously get better and better at operating you, the machine, till the day that you die.
How can you beat someone who cannot fucking quit? How can you beat someone who every time they go through a hard time, they get better and they get stronger instead of getting weaker and getting demoralized? How can you beat someone who looks back on all the tests that they've had and said, yeah, that wasn't shit, dude, okay? As opposed to the person who's like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And then in 2 months, another thing happens. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. It's gonna be the person who has a stoic mentality, who looks at it and says this, okay, all right, we'll get through it. And then the next thing happens. Well, won't do that again, but we'll get through it.
You can't buy what you're looking for. Nobody can give you what you're looking for. What you're looking for is on the other side of thousands of days of unrecognized work that feel like they won't pay off, but eventually do in the biggest way. The confidence you need to carry out the life you want is an earned characteristic, and that is why it's so valuable. Discipline exists only as a result of doing the things that most people are not willing to do. So recognize that what you're searching for is a tall mountain to climb, but there's no sense in letting that scare you. Just start taking the steps.
When our brain starts to go through suffering, when our brain starts to go through pain, or starts to go through insecurities, when we start to feel uncomfortable with ourselves, our brain gives us a way out. And that way out is usually quitting or taking the easier route. If we're able to look at ourselves and face whatever we're running from, we can do a lot more than we think. You feel pain, you feel suffering, you feel discomfort, you stop right there. Everybody has a wall in their mind. It's a wall, and it stops us from going further. Most walls have a door or a window. You have to find that. You have to have the courage to find that. And once you open that door or that window, you'll realize how much further you can go.
In psychology, there is an expression called a sense of control. People are happy when they feel they're in control of their lives. And people are unhappy when they feel they're out of control or controlled by other circumstances. So the starting point would be to teach people to set goals. Setting goals is the master skill of success, because from it, everything else is possible. And they can be personal goals, financial goals, but teach them how to set goals. So learn how to set goals first day. What are your goals for this week, this month, this year, 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? You can change as you get new information, but start off with an idea of where you're going. And then make plans to achieve the goals. And then organize the plans. Now, each day, you plan your day in advance, and you use your time and you work on achieving the goals that are important to you. You set priorities, and you do things of high value rather than things of low value.
You don't owe anyone an explanation for keeping your circle tight and your energy protected. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength that doesn't need an audience. Not everyone will get you, and that's okay. Those who resonate with you will understand without you having to say a word. Stay true to yourself. Preserve your energy for what really matters. In a world loud with distractions, be the calm that others need.
The people we admire the most are the ones that stand alone. They're willing to take risks. They're willing to take chances. They're willing to be outliers, that don't follow the rules, that understand what it takes to be great, understands you have to be different in order to succeed. You have to take a different path. You can't follow what everybody else is doing.
Who you are today is going to continue to be the person you are if you don't change anything about you or around you. You have to start looking and saying, who am I affiliating with? And what level are they at? And if I'm at equal level with them, I have to start looking for new people to affiliate with. If I'm going to become the average of the people I hang out with, then I want to make sure I'm leveling up in who I'm hanging out with. It's when I get complacent and I decide to coast, that's when I roll backwards. So I want to keep driving. I want to keep driving to the next level. I want to find out what motivates me, and I want to go after it. I have to define that. I have to figure out what it is that motivates me, but then I can go after it. And I can find the people that have done it. I can find the people that have blazed that trail. and I can follow them. I can follow them to a certain point. But just like if I'm walking through snow and I follow the person in front of me and I walk in their tracks, eventually I have to go make my own tracks. But by following through those tracks, I've realized I understand how to walk through that snow even better. So when I venture off on my own, yeah, it'll be slow at first, but I'll know what I'm doing because I've seen it done. I'm gonna learn from others. I'm gonna do what they did to get to where they are, and then I'm gonna grow and do it even better. I'm gonna level up by finding people who've been there before.
You're not failing because of the circumstance or situation. You're failing because mentally you let the circumstance and situation make you stop laying bricks. And you're not successful because you keep laying bricks, not laying bricks, laying bricks, not laying bricks. If you would just lay bricks regardless.
The way I do it is I ask myself what's true. You can write a narrative in your head and spin yourself down a negative path and beat yourself up and second guess and go back. But what's true is you made what you thought was the best decision in the moment, and then you leave it behind. I have a mentor of mine that says, learn the lesson, leave the event. You leave the event behind and you learn everything you can from it, and there's no going back.
What are you doing? Yes, you. What are you doing? You stop hoping. You stop dreaming. You stop setting your expectations high. What are you doing? That's not the you that's always been you. What are you doing? You've let them get in your mind. You've let them lower your expectations. You left trials, tribulations, no's after no's bog you down. What are you doing?
No one will believe in you until you believe in you, and then the more you believe in you, the more the world will start believing in you. Another way to shape it is every visionary was initially ridiculed before they were revered. So I want you to think about that. Believe in your vision, your mighty possibility. Go out there and do the work required to make your vision real. And if you do it, step by step, day by day, eventually the world will say, wow, you're a genius.
Challenging times blow. I mean, when I think about periods in my life that were just an absolute struggle, financially, emotionally, in relationships, it's horrible. And here's what I would always tell myself. This challenge is molding and shaping and strengthening me in ways that I didn't know that I needed. Because the thing about strength in life and character and resilience is those things, like steel, they're forged in the fire of your life. And so you create that when things are hard. And so just keep waking up and doing the best that you can, and know that one of these days you're gonna wake up, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna see a stronger, braver, and more resilient you staring back at you.
Everything in your life right now, everything you have, everything you do not have right now, are all results of your past actions. And that's hard to accept for a lot of us. But until you accept that, you will not be able to move forward. And when you do accept that, you take ownership and control over your life.
Owe it to yourself to take it all the way. See how much you can get out of life. See who you can become. See what you can build. What are the biggest goals and dreams that you have that you've been avoiding because you've been holding on to the doubts and the ideas and the thoughts of other people? You've allowed them to infiltrate your mind and to become your own. You need to build your vision and chase your dreams every single day.
Maybe you need to hear this right now. That scary thing you're afraid to do, it's only scary because it's unfamiliar. You don't need to attach a story to the fear that means you're incapable, that you're going to fail, or that people are going to judge you. Sure, maybe those things can happen, but 9 times out of 10, your ego is just trying to keep you safe by keeping you tethered to what you know. So, just a little reminder, things are way less scary once you decide to take the leap.
You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift.
Forgive yourself. If you're holding on to things you've done or thoughts you've had, if your demons have won, over in times that you wish you knew better. Because the fact is you didn't, and if you had, then consider it a warning to get it together. But if you can't yet, be forgiving of that too. This world can twist and chain you with challenges, and though that's no excuse, the leaves can't help but change their colors. When the space we consume gets colder, but the trees don't die, they still grow older, their branches fall, lead a little too far one way. Even if they do crash over a home or they let disease invade from their seeds, they can start again, and you can do the same. So forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, because the person you embodied yesterday does not define your future. But what will is what you carry forward, and if not for you now, then for the little one you once were. You had these hopes and dreams to follow. Without a doubt, you are the cure to ease all of that agony. Forgive yourself for letting it persist. We don't get many chances, so before you go and lose it.
Please, bro, don't spend another 6 months doing the same thing. You must find acceptance with the reality of this world. Change is pain, but so is comfort. Trying to learn is pain, but so is staying ignorant. Working out is pain, but so is being unhealthy. Time is our greatest enemy, and it doesn't consider how you feel or your decisions. So waiting for next Monday to start off right is useless. Start now. Self-improvement is not a goal, but a lifestyle. It's something that you will be in the constant pursuit of every day, even when you're wiser, stronger, and richer.
Life is like the changing seasons. You cannot change the seasons, but you can change yourself. And see, that's how life gets better for you, not by chance, but by change.
I think if we could zoom out and see our lives through the eyes of heaven and the whole universe, we would stop worrying so much, and we would probably start celebrating more. We would probably start living. That perspective, that zoomed out perspective is so hard for us to find and see. And so really we're stuck with our perspective, the zoomed in version, the daily life. And it's sometimes hard to find hope within that because we don't see what's coming and we don't understand what's coming. But I think that's what faith is. I think that's what hope is hoping that maybe there's a different perspective for all of this.
The decisions of your past do not make you. The decisions of your past do not break you. You are someone that can grow from where you're at. You are someone who have learned so much from what you've been through. You are someone that's armed with new knowledge on how to grow in this life, on how to move in this life, on how to serve in this life, on how to love in this life. Go forward. Trust yourself.
And what the top regret of dying people was that they didn't have the courage to be themselves. And the third top regret was that they didn't have the courage to express their emotions. They pretended to be happy when they were not, and so on. So the question for the rest of us is, do we want to wait till some terminal illness wakes us up? Or should we just confront the fact that in so many ways we're afraid to be authentic because we're so afraid of being rejected? And as children, we didn't have much choice. As adults, can we develop that freedom to be ourselves?
Most people spend their lives busy, but never actually move forward. So, are you growing or are you fooling yourself? Ask yourself these following questions. When I look back, am I tackling challenges I once avoided or just repeating the same routines? Am I saying yes to things that make me uncomfortable, things that could redefine my future? Do I feel more resilient, or am I just getting by and calling it strength? Is my time going to activities that build my future, or do I just fill my days? If these questions make you question your path, that's the point. True progress is uncomfortable. It requires breaking the cycle. So next time you doubt yourself, check if you're moving forward or just moving in place.
Master patience, as this journey is long and treacherous. As the chaotic world moves around you, you must remain grounded in your pursuit of legacy. Distractions will come your way, things won't go as planned. You will experience moments of doubt and uncertainty, but you must remain patient.
Remain still, disciplined, and focused, because the only thing that separates you from everything that you've ever wanted is time.
You don't get to choose your best days. They don't come by command. In fact, your most crucial moments, they're likely to show up when you feel like giving nothing. When every fiber in your body screams to stay down, to avoid the fight, to sit it out, life has a way of dropping challenges right at your feet. Every great opportunity, every crucial moment that changes the course of your life gives you one chance to get it right. Life doesn't come with a rewind button or a second take. Sure, sometimes you get a second attempt, but I guarantee you, the impact of succeeding the first time is 1,000 times stronger. The trajectory of your life changes when you show up fully prepared the first time. You won't be surrounded by failure. You won't be haunted by what-ifs or the stains of inadequacy. There will be no air heavy with the stench of regret. Every success you earn the first time adds up, lifting you higher, pushing you further. But you only get there if you're relentless, even on your worst days. To be truly unstoppable, you have to be prepared for those days when everything goes wrong, yet you still come out on top. That's not luck. That's earned strength. That's hard work. And it comes from making a promise to yourself to train so hard you're unbreakable. It means doing the work even when nobody's watching. You train for the days when you feel like you're worth nothing, because those days will come. You prepare so that when it matters most, you can look at yourself in the mirror and know without a shadow of a doubt that you have the strength to overcome, even when every part of you wants to stay down. You don't practice when you feel like it. You don't train when it's convenient. You do it because every rep, every moment is a deposit in the bank of resilience. A reserve that you'll draw from on those days when life demands more than you think you have, because that's what it takes. You need a tribe that holds you to the highest standard, especially on the days you can barely hold yourself up. There's no shortcut. There's no secret. Transformation is about embracing the grind. It's about respecting the pain that shapes you, the struggle that forges you. You have to learn to fall in love with the process, to find satisfaction in every moment that tests you, every task that pushes you to your limits. The truth is, the process will break you down before it builds you up. It will force you to confront your weaknesses. It will make you doubt yourself, and it will strip away any illusions you have about who you are. But that's the point. Real strength isn't about comfort. It's about stepping into the fire over and over and coming out sharper every single time. You need to be ready, not just when it's easy, but when every single part of you wants to run. And the only way to do that is to commit to the process day in and day out, no matter how tired, no matter how defeated you feel. Because it's the process that will shape you into someone who can stand up, fight, and conquer, even when every part of you is screaming to quit. You'll have a strength that's earned, not given. A strength that comes from choosing to be better every day, no matter what life throws at you. When you train harder, you don't just raise your standards. You create an entirely new level of resilience. A level that few will ever reach because they don't have the guts to push past their own comfort. But if you want to be good enough on your worst day, you have to demand more from yourself on the days you feel strong. Every moment counts. Every decision to keep going counts. And every time you train beyond what's expected, You're creating a version of yourself that won't back down, no matter what. Comfort is a lie. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. And if you're chasing comfort, you'll never reach your full potential. You'll never know what you're truly capable of. But if you can choose greatness over comfort, if you can commit to doing what's hard, even when it's the last thing you want to do, you'll become unstoppable. Every time you choose to push harder, to go further, to demand more, you're choosing greatness. You're telling yourself that comfort isn't enough, that you refuse to be mediocre, and that you're willing to sacrifice convenience, to give up excuses, to put in the work, no matter the cost. Because comfort doesn't make champions. Comfort doesn't create legends. And if you're serious about winning, if you're committed to conquering every obstacle in your path, you'll need to abandon any attachment to comfort. You'll need to choose strength, resilience, and grit. And that choice starts with every moment, every action, and every single step you take, even when it's the hardest thing in the world. So remember this, life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't wait for you to be at your best. When the moment comes, you won't get to ask for a better day, a better time, or a second chance. The only way to guarantee victory, even on your worst day, is to become the person who's prepared to win, regardless of the circumstances. You must be that good. You have to build yourself into someone who can step up when everything else tells you to stay down. You train, you push. You surround yourself with people who refuse to let you quit. You abandon comfort, you choose greatness, and you commit to being unbreakable. On the day you face your greatest challenge, when your opponent is at his best and you're at your worst, you will know you are ready. Because you've chosen to be stronger, you've chosen to be prepared, and you've chosen to be unstoppable. And that is how you win.
The power of ownership. Taking control of your life. There's a truth that many people avoid, something that's uncomfortable to face but necessary to hear. Your life is in your hands. Everything that happens to you, everything you want, everything you dream about, it all starts and ends with you. And until you accept that, until you take ownership of your life, nothing will change. We live in a world where it's easy to point fingers, to shift blame, to say that the circumstances aren't right, that the economy is tough, that the world is unfair. And you know what? Sometimes it is. Sometimes life throws you challenges you didn't ask for, things you didn't plan for. But the reality is this: complaining about your circumstances changes nothing. Wishing things were different changes nothing. What changes things is action. What changes things is ownership. So many people are waiting for life to give them a break. They're waiting for the right opportunity, the right moment, the right set of conditions. But here's the hard truth. Life isn't going to hand you anything. It doesn't owe you anything. If you want something, you have to go out and take it. You have to decide that no matter what, you're going to make it happen. Because the time you spend waiting is time you could spend building, improving, and moving forward. Think about it. Every day you wake up with a choice. You can either take a step toward the life you want, or you can stay exactly where you are. It's that simple. And too many people are stuck in the same place, living the same day over and over, because they've convinced themselves that they don't have control, that life just happens to them. But the truth is, Your life is the sum of your choices, your actions, and your mindset. You have far more power than you realize. We all face obstacles. We all deal with setbacks. We all have moments where it feels like the world is working against us. But the people who make something of their lives, the ones who build something from nothing, are the ones who refuse to be victims of their circumstances. They refuse to be defined by their past, by their mistakes, by the things that didn't go their way. Instead, they take what they have, even if it's just a small opportunity. Even if it's just a glimmer of hope, and they run with it. And here's something important. Motivation isn't enough. You can listen to all the motivational speeches in the world. You can get fired up, you can get inspired, but if you don't take action, if you don't do something with that energy, it fades. Motivation is a spark, but it's discipline that keeps the fire burning. It's action that creates change. Too many people are sitting on the sidelines, watching their own lives go by, waiting for someone to tell them it's time to start. But no one's coming to tell you that. There is no permission slip, no approval you need. If you want to make your life better, if you want to build something real, you have to give yourself permission. You have to decide that today is the day you stop waiting and start moving. Here's what I believe the world needs to hear right now. Stop letting your potential go to waste. Stop hiding behind excuses, behind fear, behind what ifs. Yes, the world is tough. Yes, the circumstances might not be perfect. But life is never going to be perfect. If you keep waiting for things to align, you'll spend your whole life waiting. And by the time you finally decide to act, you'll realize that you've let too much time slip away. We need to understand that every day is an opportunity. Every day is a chance to do one thing that brings you closer to the life you want. It doesn't have to be a big step. It doesn't have to be life-changing in the moment, but it has to be something. One workout, 1 hour working on your dream, one call to a person who can help, one decision that takes you out of your comfort zone. Because those small actions, they add up, they build momentum, and before you know it, you'll look back and see that every small step was part of something bigger. But here's the catch. You have to start now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when the conditions are better. Now, you have to stop waiting for everything to be perfect, because perfection is a myth. You have to be willing to fail, to stumble, to look foolish, because that's how you grow. That's how you build a life you're proud of. People often ask, what if I fail? But what if you don't? What if taking action, even when you're scared, even when you're uncertain, is the very thing that changes everything for you? What if, by moving forward today, you set a chain of events in motion that leads you to where you want to be? And even if you do fail, even if things don't go as planned, you'll be stronger for it. You'll have learned something. You'll have moved one step closer to where you want to be. Because here's the truth. The worst thing isn't failing. The worst thing is doing nothing.
You felt it before, haven't you? That feeling of stagnation, a lack of progress, the feeling that no matter what you do, the world continues to pass you by. The reason that you aren't making progress towards your goals is because you think too much. All of these negative thoughts like,
Oh, what if I fail? What will they think of me? What if I'm not good enough? Oh, I could never do that. That's why you need to turn your brain off. If your thoughts are the thing that's holding you back, the solution is to simply stop thinking. Once you do, you need to act and get in motion, execute on your ideas, because the faster you take action, the faster you fail. The faster you fail, the faster you will be able to grow. And the faster you grow, the faster you will ultimately achieve success and accomplish your wildest dreams. You have to understand that if you simply stop thinking and start taking action, you will build a level of efficiency, a level of discipline that makes it impossible for you to not achieve your goals.
Successful people stay ready because they know the moment's going to come. And they can't let the previous moment or the previous day or the previous thing affect the moment that's going to be there. And that's why you romanticize with your future. Be ready for the moment because it's coming. Don't let the previous moment affect the next one. Stay present. Stay focused, look for them. You were built for this week. Maybe this moment right now is the catalyst. Please, stay emotionally regulated. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. It's okay. I know the end of the story. None of us are getting out of here alive. I have this great quote to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. That is to have succeeded. Ralph Waldo Emerson. That's your job this week. And you gotta be ready because someone needs you. And you gotta be on the ready at any given moment for that person who needs you. This week, there's gonna be a couple of those moments. I want you to crush them.
The bittersweet reality is, sometimes it's the things that break your heart that ultimately give you the greatest clarity. In those moments that leave you shattered, the moments where you feel like nothing will ever be the same, that's when you realize that some things shouldn't and can't remain the same. Heartbreak has a funny way of clearing out what you thought that you wanted, what you knowingly or unknowingly have outgrown, and revealing what you actually need, what your soul actually needs. So if you're hurting, there's only one thing to do. Keep moving through it. As long as you stay open, stay honest, and keep going, the clarity will come. And it'll be well worth the wait.
The higher you fly, the deeper you fall. So if you want to fly high, do it. But if you fly high without somebody telling you before you're starting the flight that there will also come the descent, then I think it's kind of blind. Okay? Then I think it can hit you too hard sometimes without knowing it's gonna come. So in a way, just to keep it in mind that there is something in our lifetime which is always balancing out.
My entire life changed when I realized you don't plan your future. You plan your actions today, and those actions create your future. Stop worrying about your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, or anything like that. Start focusing on the actions in the present, the things you can do today that will compound positively towards the future that you desire. If you do that, you can change your entire life.
Everything that you do must be about your legacy. It's about what you say, it's about what you do, it's about how you live. It's not about the idea of you, it's about the reality. It's about living life and having every interaction being done with intention, so that those that interact with you are impacted by your life and leave a mark on them that can never be erased. You see, everything that you do changes lives. It can set about a ripple that will become a wave of impact, a generation long after we are gone. Because it's not about what we do only. It's about what remains after we're gone. What carries your name, and if the name has a stain, you can erase it like you erase every other mistake. You go back and start fixing relationships. Speak life over the things that were once pronounced death over you. For everyone that said you wouldn't make it, prove them wrong so that you can leave something strong for those who follow you long after the days that we are gone. It's about becoming a legend with what we do, not living allegedly but what we've done. Do something to overcome something so that you can remain long after your name is gone.
True confidence isn't loud. It's built in the quiet. in the hours you put in when no one's around to see it. It's in the choices you make when nobody's watching, and in the discipline you keep, even when motivation fades. When you keep showing up day after day without needing validation, you unlock a level of strength that no one can shake. It's knowing that no matter what, you're ready. Because when you put in the work, there's nothing left to prove.
Do you know what you think? Because if you don't know what you think, somebody else owns your mind. Try to avoid the hard questions of self-discovery and you'll be left with a painful mystery at the end of your life. This world wants you to be numb because to the people that run it, your mindlessness is a money printer. But I wish you wouldn't pay their salaries so graciously. Nobody's gonna come around and save you with a free pass to health and fulfillment. You are your own hero in this movie, so start acting like it.
Just don't quit today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Whatever we gotta do tomorrow, just don't quit today. Little step. Tiny step. Tomorrow. What are we gonna do? Well, I don't know, but I'm not gonna do that today. Just today. All right? Just make one good decision today.
When you go to sleep at night, think about your goals for the coming day. Make a list for each day of all the goals, the little goals you're going to accomplish that day. Keep a journal and write down your goals on a regular basis. When you're driving through the day, think about your goals. When you're talking to other people, think about your goals. You see, you do become what you think about most of the time. You do achieve what you think about most of the time. So all successful people think about their goals most of the time.
You will never feel ready to do things that scare you. You will never feel ready to jump off the cliff. You will never feel ready to take that leap. Your brain is designed to protect you, and change requires risk. And so you are protecting yourself by saying maybe tomorrow. If you want to change your life, you must make a decision to change your life.
It takes power. It takes effort. It takes discipline to break the old you, to break those habits, to break free of the chains that have been holding you back.
That's where it takes the most effort. And then once you climb up and you start to get altitude, you start to get elevation,
Gravity becomes weaker. Your old, weaker self doesn't have the same influence that it had.
It's easy to want it. It's easy to think about it. It's easy to dream about it. It's easy to tell people you're gonna do it. What's hard is getting up in the morning and doing it. What's hard is doing it when all your friends are telling you not to do it. What's hard is having everything in your life tell you that you should pull the plug on what you're doing right now and go get a normal job like everyone else, go be like everyone else, go live the life that everyone else wants you to live, but showing up anyway. That's what's hard. But that's what's actually going to get you where you want to go.
Most people never succeed in life because they're waiting for conditions to be perfect. They're waiting for the sun to shine, the temperature to be right, all the stars to align. And I'm here to tell you guys that will never happen. Conditions will never be perfect. Things will never align. There will always be a reason for you to put off what should be done right now for a later time. That is a success and life truth.
A warrior is sent. A warrior has or feels the obligation. If something is out of balance out there, I'm gonna fix it. Or you try. And if you try and you fail, you try harder next time. But you don't give up.
Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that'll make a change in your life's direction? Good question. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's gonna be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are gonna be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are gonna be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want.
But that hardest part of changing is breaking that gravitational force in the beginning. The stationary inertia of habit that's been controlling you for 7, 10, 15 years. Leave your weak old self behind and go get after it.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you could go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what.
My view is like, you can't control the outcome all the time. Sometimes it should go the other people's way. It shouldn't always go your way. So you get motivated by the losses, you stay motivated through the winning. What you can control is your process. You can control those intangibles. You can control the work ethic, the consistent discipline, your attitude, your culture, how much you care. All those things are in you. They just need to be drawn out of you.
There are going to be days where you get up and you do exactly what you're supposed to do and you work as hard as you possibly can and nothing happens. And on that day, you're going to feel like you're wasting your effort. You're going to feel like you're wasting your time. On that day, you're going to wonder why you're even doing this. But on that day, you're going to promise yourself that you're going to do it again tomorrow. And when tomorrow arrives and the same thing happens, you're going to promise yourself that you're going to do it again the next day. If you keep doing that, one of those days, something's going to happen. So keep showing up. Keep doing the work and trust that one day it's going to lead to what you want. Because if you do the work, it will.
If you will change, everything will change for you. If you will get better, everything will get better for you. If you'll change your philosophy, if you'll change your habits, if you'll refine your thinking, if you'll change and accept some new disciplines, if you'll turn the corner where you've been in the past, go for a new life of the future, all kinds of remarkable things will happen for you if you will change.
I said to myself, if ever I want anything to change, it's up to me. That's the time where I really got scared. It suddenly hit me right between the eyes that if I wanted my life to be different, it was up to me to make my life different. And if I can get only one point across to you in this simple segment, this little segment is this, is that the starting point of flying to the stars, the starting point of taking complete charge of your life, the starting point of great success and great achievement is to accept complete, unconditional responsibility. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you. As Henry Ford said, never complain, never explain. What that means is if you don't like the way things are, then it's up to you to change them. And if you're not willing to take steps to change them, then don't complain about them. Just simply accept them. Men who are men and women who are women don't complain about the difficulties of life. They just accept them as the difficulties of life, and they either do something about them or they don't say anything. So if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you.
Most people just don't want to be responsible for their existence. The predominant state of mind is a victim. I say it with all the compassion in the world, but people really think that I am at the effect of life. And for most people, it's really justified. Like if you knew my dad, he was an asshole, and you knew my spouse, and there's just the absence of both accountability, responsibility, and personal power that for whatever reasons, I've attracted these circumstances for my own growth and evolution.
I know who you are because you're the same person. In adversity, in victory, in defeat, you're the same motherfucker.
It doesn't get turned off ever. Excellence, I said before, guys, is not an accident in somebody's life. It's a habitual habit that's trained and perfected and then remastered every single day in everything they do. You know you're on the right path when these small things, the momentum builders, hold value to yourself. When you stamp your name on something and it means something, come check it out, I did this. It's not hoping someone doesn't see it. The fact you know it exists is enough.
Hey man, look, this is what you gotta do, bro. Wake up and grind. Wake up and grind. Wake up and grind. Every day. That's the method. I mean, it's not hard. If you get up every single day and put your mind to something, how could you really believe that you won't win? It's not possible. I mean, 99% of people already don't want to grind. So you just start and you're becoming the 1%. This junk is really simple, but you're making it hard. When all you have to do is wake up and grind. Every day. That's the method.
Stop ignoring the voice in your head. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that knows you're capable of more, the one that whispers to you at night that you could have gone harder. What if I told you that voice is your potential, daring you to do more, be more, go bigger, do better? Don't ignore your potential. Feed it, because I'll be honest with you, I am sick of people telling me to rest more, take a break, seek balance. Off. If you are blessed with the opportunity to chase your dreams, and whatever weird disposition leads someone to run after them with unwavering desire, then fucking do it. And apologize to no one.
The number one way to make people mad is to treat yourself like gold. Keep all your promises. Skip out on all the popularity contests and selling your soul to be on the same page as everyone. Leave the beer smoking and meaningless relationships to those that can't see through the BS, and they'll be angry at you. Is it because you're doing something wrong? No. I think your only crime is making them witness a life they wish they could have, but never will. People want to blame the mirror for what they see in it, but in all reality, the mirror provides nothing but the reflection of a harsh truth.
And I tell people, if you have found the right path and you feel frustrated and you feel blocked, that's a good thing, right? That little bit of pain, that little bit of frustration, is often a signal that you're actually on the verge of turning into the right direction. You know, this is a signal that things aren't quite working out and you're listening to it. But if you get anxious and you don't listen to the frustration, then you can't be creative, you can't go into it. But you'll learn at a much higher rate and you'll enjoy. Everything involves a degree of pain, a degree of practice, a degree of drudgery. There's nothing that's going to come easy in life. So anything, skill that you're going to learn is going to involve that. And if you're not connected to it in a deep way, you're never going to learn fast enough, you know, and you're just going to burn out too early.
Live in the moment. Stop trying to be alive and start being. Death is coming. When it comes, are you ready for it? Are you going to stand up and dance at that in celebration? Or are you going to be wishing, oh my God, because that's permanent, man. You can't change it. You can't reverse the clock, trying to make amends and do it right. You don't have time to say you're sorry and make it right. No, it's over with. That day comes. It's like studying for a test. That day is going to be tested. Do you pass or fail? There's a huge accountability of today. We come into this world by ourselves. We leave this world by ourselves. We had the opportunity to engage while here, but we leave alone. We leave with the memories and the embraces and the love and the experiences of life. We take that with us. And if we do it right, we leave footprints of legacy and motivation for others to follow and take the most out of life. Alive, but also living. Not so fearful for death that we become a self-paralysis in our own state, trying to preserve the inevitable. It doesn't work that way, guys.
Consistency isn't sexy, but the magic just doesn't happen overnight. It's in the small steps you take every day. The ones that feel repetitive, unnoticed, and even dull. Don't underestimate what you're doing right now. It's turning effort into momentum, and momentum into results. So keep going, because consistency doesn't just win, it changes everything.
The difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline and accountability. The next year is going to go by whether you're doing something about your life or not. I mean, just sitting around dreaming someday, someday I'm going to get a different job. Someday I'm going to change this. Well, someday ain't a day of the week.
The energy it requires to start doing something is way more than the energy required to continue doing the thing. And that the beginning of doing anything results in the lowest amount of reward, both internal and external, than when you've been doing it for ages.
Those racing thoughts you have, those sleepless nights, the anxiety, it's all there for a reason. It's telling you something. It's telling you that you need to take action. All of those emotions are telling you that you're meant for more than this. So don't ignore it.
He said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. He gets a picture in the mind, and then paint it on the wall, or on the canvas. Well, if we would relax and build the image in our mind of how we'd like to see ourselves, how we'd like to see ourselves acting in life, relating to other people, our social life, see ourselves in the position we hold, and then take that picture and describe it, write it out in the present tense. I am so happy now that I see myself, and write it out.
You will never become who you want to become so long as you are a slave to your desires. If you cannot control your desire for food, your desire to be lazy, your desire to act out of emotion, they will control you. We all have our short-term impulses, but I'm sure that you have long-term goals. And if you ever plan to achieve them, then you need to learn how to take control of the situation and act differently than your impulses would like you to. A lot of people's idea of freedom is just doing whatever you want. But doing whatever you want actually makes you the ultimate slave. Because whatever impulse enters your brain, whatever you feel like doing in the moment, you have no control over whether or not you do that. You just do it. That is not freedom. That is mental slavery, and that will hold you back from everything you actually want.
But the idea is this never peak mindset, that I will continue to evolve and become the next best, greatest version of myself, but for Christ's sake, never be the person who says my life is peaked, the best of me is behind me, and you're always hand-wringing and talking about the good old times that are back behind you. There's something massively wrong if all you're doing is living in the past and never giving yourself newer, better, more challenging hobbies, experiences, abilities, traits, and skills.
Brother, your fear of taking risks is killing your potential. You might think that the unknown is the scariest thing out there, but the real danger is playing it safe, because you're not avoiding failure, you're avoiding growth. Every time you play it safe, you're burying your ambition deeper and deeper underground. You're watching from the sidelines as others pass you by in the game of life, getting further and further. You're stuck in the same place while they rise. Eventually, you have to ask yourself what's worse, taking the risk or living with the regrets of never trying. Because here's the truth, every success is built on risk. You could either face your fear and take that leap, or stay where you are and never get anywhere. So feel that fear, take the risk, and do it anyway. Because fear is not your enemy. It's the signal that you're about to grow. Don't let fear control your life, because the only thing scarier than failure is never trying at all.
People that win long term are the people that make it so hard to lose that it becomes easy to win. People are walking around, brother, and they're setting themselves up for failure. They wake up, they're on their phones till 12 in the bed scrolling. They don't study, they don't learn, they don't self-develop. Imagine you made it so hard to lose that winning was just kind of like inevitable. So set up the systems in your life. If you're trying to lose weight, don't have junk food inside of your fridge, get rid of it. Do you know how much energy is expended in the battle of things that you're supposed to purge from your life? Just get rid of them completely and focus on making it so hard to lose that it becomes easy to win. The person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose that respect. Self-respect and self-esteem largely comes from having faith in your own word.
You don't build confidence by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by giving yourself a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork yourself out.
When people hear you speak, they should think that they're listening to a champion, to a leader, to a world changer. Because the way you speak, it should represent who you are and where you're headed. Only positive things, no problems, only solutions. Not how hard your life is, but how hopeful you are for the future.
It's just a bad day, and it's not a bad life. You know, even the greats feel down like this at times. Lost is lost, man. Like, you can't do anything about that. You just have to remind yourself that you started on this path for a reason. When you made that decision in the first place, you weren't lost. And while things may feel bleak now, there's brighter days ahead. Things are gonna calm back down. And you just have to stay steady and keep chugging along.
Look at you. Look how far you've come. You faced your trauma, and you came out on the other side. You can do anything you put your mind to.
I promise you, if you put your mind to it, and you work hard, and you never give up, and you do not listen to the rejection, you can achieve anything that life throws your way.
There's two ways to see the world. Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want.
Your imagination, you're the only one who can see it. You're the only one who can see it. The problem with your imagination, though, is you tell it to the wrong people. How many times have you had this really incredible idea, and you took it to your family and your friends? You shared it with them, and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. See, all this stuff you've been imagining, you ought to start working on it. Your real life is in your imagination. Dust off your imagination and just go for it. You got to try. Quit waking up thinking you ain't got no say-so in your life. You have a choice in this matter. You can't stop what happened to you, but you can doggone sure do something about what happened to you. Life is 10% what happened to you, is 90% what you do about it.
I said it before and I'll say it again as well. The cherry on the top is action. The most important thing after all of this is action. You won't receive any of this until it's action. Ideas are just ideas until action. So that's enough of the action. And then lastly, I'll leave you at this. Get a piece of paper. I'm getting sick of saying it, but I'm gonna say it all year. I'm gonna say it as many times as possible in this 365-day series. Get a piece of paper and write down what you want to accomplish in your best self. Keep it in your pocket every single day. Whatever it is, make sure it's in front of your mind every single day, because then that's on your conscious, and then your subconscious connect emotion to it. Then your emotional connection and consciousness is going to be connected, and your energy is going to be more motivated.
Don't violate the conclusions of your own philosophy by not executing and taking action. Taking notes, rolling up your sleeves, going to work, commit yourself to learning so that you can get smarter for the days ahead.
We all have dreams, and it's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have. And it's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself?
right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
One of the things you have to understand about life is everything changes and everything ends. And that kind of sounds heavy on the front end, but it's a truth. If everything changes and everything ends, number one, it should make you appreciate what you have right now. And then my view is, what's next is always better. If I make it so, it's my job to make it so.
I call it the dark room, where you're alone. No cell phones, no music, no TVs, no computers. You by yourself. Very few people want to be alone anymore. They want to be around noise and people, and you can't think. Be alone, go to that dark space. In that dark space, shut life off for a little bit. Go to a dark place in your mind and figure out what the you want to be.
The superpower of learning to be alone and enjoying it. Well, I think it's critical, and I do think that these times where you just think about things, just be alone and think about things, are so rare these days. And I think during those rare times is when you really get to understand what you actually believe or don't believe.
Champions aren't found on the podium with their hand up. No, champions are found in the lab studies, the thousands of hours of hard work when no one's watching. That's what makes the will unstoppable. When you're in here and no one else is, and you're pushing yourself harder than anybody with no one around. It begins right now with no one looking, man. And how you hold yourself, how you see yourself. What do you do when no one's watching?
Our minds are morphing from minute to minute if we let them. If you are not paying attention, if you are on cruise control, then your mind is not under your own control. We can't be in cruise control. You can't let your mind be in cruise control. You have to be cognizant of what you're thinking. You have to be aware of how you are being influenced. Because in this day and age, right now, if you aren't careful, you can slide down the path of least resistance, the path to weakness, and the path to a lack of control as to what is happening in our lives, in your life. Life will happen to you instead of life happening for you. Do not allow that. You have to take control. You've got to do something to get control of your brain. You got to check yourself. Control the things you think about. You can actually control how you feel. You can control what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. You got to be the master of your mind.
It's always the quiet work that you put in with your own two hands when no one else is watching. That's the 1 degree of separation from you and everyone else. When it comes to productivity, it's the quiet work you put in when no one else is watching.
It's not what you get that makes you valuable. It's what you become. So part of the key here is to set the kind of goals that will make something of you. Don't set them too low so that you don't have to grow and you don't have to read and you don't have to try and you don't have to stretch. Don't set them too low. And then don't sell out. Don't go for something that's going to cost you your virtue or cost you your values or sell out your principles. There's a good middle road here to follow. Goals that will inspire, goals that will help you grow, change, develop, and become better than you.
Okay, what's through that door? Well, the only way to fucking find out is to walk through it. You gotta take the action. There's no other way. It's like you can't defeat an enemy that you don't fight against. It's like, oh, they're charging at me. They're charging at me. Yeah. So what are you gonna do about it? Life is charging at you every fucking second. What are you gonna do about it? Charge back.